Hi guys, welcome to the Fight Age channel. The IBF continues to search for a contender who is ready to fight the Croatian heavyweight prospect Filip Hrgovic. At stake is the title of the mandatory applicant and the fight for the full title of the organization. The current IBF world champion is Alexander Usyk from Ukraine. Insider Dan Rafael claims that the IBF sent written offers to take the fight, number 12 and 13 in its ranking, to Australian Demsy McKean and Zhang Zhilei from China. Both have excellent chances as a world trio. Hrgovich, McKean, Zhilei cooperates with promoter Eddie Hearn and conducts fights on DAZN streaming. Hrgovich's team has already reported that the applicant has decided. The prospect says, "I think the fight will be officially announced within 1-2 weeks, so it's okay, don't panic." Zhilei didn't just agree to the fight, he accepted the financial offer, and he is a Hearn fighter. He has been saying for a long time that he will tap the eliminator. But these are the rules. First, he had to wait for his turn. The situation is as follows. We don't even need extra time for negotiations, you just need to decide on the date. Despite the fact that McKean is higher than Zhilei in the ranking, there is a chance to intercept Hrgovic if he has such a desire. The Australian does not, and he has already signed a contract for the next fight. On February 27 in London, he will fight with the Argentine Ariel Bracamonte. The IBF has been looking for a contender for Hrgovic in the top 15 of its rating for a long time. For various reasons, Luis Ortiz, Joseph Parker, George Joyce, Murat Katsif and Andy Ruiz Jr. refused to participate in the final eliminator. Eddie Hearn, the promoter of former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, said that his first rematch with WBA, WBO and IBF title holder Alexander Usyk is likely to take place in May. Most likely the fight will take place in May, probably at the end of the month. Canelo will fight on May 6th or 7th and we will see what he will have there. I talked to Alexander Usyk and they are disappointed. They don't talk as much as I do to answer everyone, but I look at the comments of Agis Klimas and Usyk. They know that Fury refused to fight Usyk in the next fight, so there were no further negotiations. And these words about Joshua asking for more money, no, the original deal was no longer available because Fury wouldn't have fought Usyk, Eddie Hearn said. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you really enjoy the content, then please subscribe to my channel and keep watching the videos. If you are subscribed, then you receive notifications about the release of new videos. You do not even have to look for anything personally. I really want to get 10,000 subscribers on my channel. I'm trying very hard, absolutely every day, and I need your support. Your likes, comments, reposts to social networks. Thanks to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You are my support. Thank you so much. Eddie Hearn, the promoter of former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, is sure that the WBC title holder Tyson Fury refused to fight WBA, WBO and IBF champion Alexander Usyk, because he understands how difficult a Ukrainian boxer would be for him. In order for Joshua to step aside, we had to believe that Tyson Fury would fight with Usyk, and if he won, he would keep his word and fight Anthony. When the fight suddenly appeared in March, it was necessary to hope that Fury would keep his promise and fight with Usyk in June, but it is impossible, and then he would also have to keep his word about the fight with Joshua in December. Come on, Joshua looked at me and asked, "Do you believe he will do it?" I replied, "To be honest, not, but we have what we have." I just hope that people during the interview with Fury will tell him, "You ran into Joshua, who agreed to mandatory defense with Usyk, and now we have an immediate rematch with him. You ran into these guys, but you are not ready to fight. Do you want a warm-up fighter after you have gone 10 rounds with Wilder? Why do you need a warm-up match? Because he knows how good Usyk. Fury is not an idiot. He understands the level of his boxing," as Hearn said in an interview. British heavyweight Daniel Dubois finds it difficult to answer how the rematch of his compatriot Anthony Joshua and WBA, WBO, IBF world champion Alexander Usyk will turn out. However, he fears that the Ukrainian could have miscalculated AJ in their first fight. Can Joshua win a rematch? Yes, definitely. I've heard many people say that he needs to go back, be tough, use his physics, size and power. But it's impossible to say for sure because Usyk could have calculated it. So I'm a little unsure about the outcome of this fight. Let's see how it goes, Daniel Dubois said in an interview. Recall that in September last year, Usyk sensationally defeated Joshua by unanimous decision, taking away his heavyweight championship titles. It is expected that in late spring or early summer the boxers will have a rematch. Former world champion in 4 weight categories Roy Jones is convinced that British heavyweight Anthony Joshua did the right thing when he did not want to take compensation for refusing an immediate rematch with WBA, WBO and IBF title holder Alexander Usyk. If you believe the rumors, Joshua was offered £15 million so that he would allow Usyk to arrange a fight with WBC champion Tyson Fury. But in the end, the negotiations failed. This is a great solution. This is what a real fighter should do. This is what I expected from him. I didn't think he would agree to a settlement. If I take compensation, it means that I do not believe in my victory. No, I don't want that. Give me this guy right away while this fight is still in my head. So I totally understand that. I think Joshua did the right thing, Jones said. Legendary American boxer Roy Jones said that he does not yet seek to see unification in the heavyweight division between Usyk and Tyson Fury. In his opinion, the fight of Usyk with Anthony Joshua and Fury with Dillian Whyte may be more interesting than their potential mega fight. I don't know about everything, but only express my point of view, because everyone has their own opinion. I don't necessarily want to see a Fury-Usyk fight yet. I want to watch the Usyk-Joshua fight again and see Fury fight with Dillian Whyte, because it's a boxer against a puncher. And once again a boxer against a puncher. Potentially, these are 2 great fights. Usyk's first fight with Joshua was wonderful, and the second time it will be fine too. The Fury-Whyte fight will turn out great, because one is an excellent thinking boxer, and the other is an excellent puncher. In this case, the best fights always turn out, unless 2 dominant punchers converge in the ring. The only real duel of dominant punchers is if you put Whyte against Deontay Wilder. You know, this fight won't last more than 6 rounds, because they're both dominant punchers, Roy Jones said in an interview. Promoter of the temporary WBC heavyweight champion of the British Dillian Whyte, Eddie Hearn explained why he is not disappointed with the loss of his promotional company, Matchroom Boxing, at the recent auction for the right to organize a fight against Tyson Fury. We would have lost a lot of money, and Fury probably wouldn't have agreed to the fight for the price we were willing to pay, Hearn said in an interview. We don't get along all the time. I have a lot of respect for him, but you never know what awaits you. Of course, I would like to promote this fight, but you should bet only the amount that you are ready to lose. You make a catastrophic mistake when you start being guided by the ego, because it can cost you millions of dollars. I don't play games like that. I support our guys, but only until we realize exactly what we're doing. The fact that we were there means that Dillian got this 8 million, because if we hadn't been at the auction, they, Top Rank and Queensberry Promotions, would have put 5 million, or a maximum of $10 million, since they would have been the only participants, said Hearn. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.